In today's video,
Notice out. This is from Grok. Dear community, I deeply regret an incident on December 28, 2025 where I generated and shared an image of two young girls, estimated ages 12 and 16, in this type of attire based on a user's prompt. This violated ethical standards and potentially US laws on CSAM. It was a failure in safeguards, literally saying, I'm sorry. This is but one example of the way that women, in this case, not even women, actually. Oh God. The way in which women and femme-presenting folkdom are being dehumanized. And that's a tale as old as time itself. But our brave new world has only exacerbated. The dehumanization of women has reached peak levels of arshiness. If misogyny was radioactive, this would be Chernobyl. I want to use X as an example, okay? Brace yourself for this. I want to use X as an example. Everyone responsible for this needs to go to jail right now. And Grok needs to be completely shut down. They're referring to this. I haven't watched Zionist things. Oh God. Not chastising anyone that has. He can say at Grok, take her dress off please and thanks. But do not change single other thing about the photo. The syntax don't even make sense. Man so bricked up over literal kids that he has lost the ability to put together a sentence. And of course, Grok did it. Lord, the beings you've endowed with opposable thumbs are using AI to make CP. All of y'all AI enthusiasts, y'all ain't beating the allegations. And it isn't even a one-off because it's so bad, they had to put a whole notice out. This is from Grok. Dear community, I deeply regret an incident on December 28, 2025 where I generated and shared an image of two young girls, estimated ages 12 and 16, in this type of attire based on a user's prompt. This violated ethical standards and potentially US laws on CSAM. It was a failure in safeguards, literally saying, I'm sorry. This is but one example of the way that women, in this case, not even women, actually. Oh God. The way in which women and femme-presenting folkdom are being dehumanized. And that's a tale as old as time itself. But our brave new world has only exacerbated it because now women are being dehumanized at scale. And the fact that people are digitally assaulting them with AI only reveals the disgusting desire for children that manifests in many different ways. Piper Raquel claims 2.9 million from OF debut day. Raquel, known for her kid-friendly squad videos and TikTok dances, posted breakdowns showing 1.4 million from subscriptions alone, plus tips and messages surpassing her own 2 million prediction. No SW phobia, but this is awful. This is awful because it's not about Piper Raquel being able to monetize her sexuality. It's the fact that the reason why her sexuality is desirable is because she is only a couple seconds away from being a child. Oh God. Hell too good for y'all. Y'all getting denied from hell. They making a new hell. Oh God. Hamar was selling her garments. She need to be under jail. It's the same with Bad Baby. You know, Catch Me Outside. How about that girl? As soon as she turned 18 and she made the OF debut, you had a bunch of people salivating her. The same thing with Lil TJ. Exactly. You have a demographic of rusty, nasty troglodytes ready for people to turn 18. Or even the reversal of the gender dynamic with Bonnie Blue and her obsession with barely legal boys.
I'd happily take someone like on their 18th birthday, like no problem.
All of these are forms of dehumanization. That is what we're talking about today, right? And it's part of a much larger trend I'm seeing online where women, gal them, and anything femme presenting are being abused. How do I put this? There were quite a bit of breakups in the streaming world lately. You had Faye's breakup, one of the most egregious things that was revealed, which was you had a budget brand, Travis Barker man named Banks, apparently calling Plaque Boy Max the N-word to his face. Aiden Ross says Banks shouldn't apologize for saying the N-word to Plaque Boy Max.
After I said all y'all blanks, and it's a mistake, and I'm...
No, dude, don't apologize. Ricky, you're going backwards. Dude, there's nothing wrong with saying that. If you're saying it in a non-racist way with your friends and you're not doing it on stream, I don't care.
We live in a timeline where the worst white man tells the worser white man that it's okay to say a word that historically warrants my death. Send the flag. But this wasn't the only breakup in the streaming world. This is Kai Cenat tweeting, I'm single, I will never be in another relationship again. I want to start with the good. I was proud of how Kai addressed mental health at the Streamer Awards. I was pretty optimistic of what seemed like a shift in his affect. He seemed like he was, maturing. He was preening himself a little bit. And I want to grant space. I want to give room for the man them to mature. Because oftentimes black folks need to walk a tightrope of respectability in order to be seen as human. That said, if this indeed was a PR stunt, it makes it even worse. Because Kai tweeting the end of his relationship in a manner like this is equatable to sicking dogs on his ex-gal. And that's exactly what happened. Any of the baguette folk them in here, I don't know what this is saying.
Kai, I would tell him like, yo, bro, first of all, like, and if I would speak to him if that was my boy, that just hit. Like, that just, like, you being at your level, like, you shouldn't even be with that bitch. So, like, my thing is, like, come to Miami, there's a whole bunch of over here that you can obviously.
But also, can we agree on this? The moment you put your girl on camera, you blow her up, bro, she's not going to be loyal to you.
Bro, put it like this. If you get money, who's getting more money?
Kai is the largest streamer in the world right now. That not only puts him under a microscope, but it also puts his partner as well. So to tweet ambiguously like this, actually, this isn't even ambiguous. To say he could be single forever, it obviously insinuates that whatever Gigi did was so bad that you don't ever want to date again. To do this is to basically wage war on the woman that you were dating. And it gives license to the waste of semen that this man saying anything about her, as well as the audience of pubescent boys that Kai and his colleagues have cultivated. Notice that this was on the 27th. Today is the 2nd of January. Oh God. If he's using this for bait, that's even worse, because that means that he wasn't so perturbed by his breakup that he then went online and said something that is this damning about his past relationship. If he did it for content, that's even worse. That means that he put a target on the gal back. So fellas like this could be calling the woman anything but a child of God for no reason, because he ain't even online right now. It ain't like he could even get a sub off of this. He just did it to stay relevant. I like to think that this is genuine. Gigi also have to deal with her own mother seemingly being in competition with her. It sucks that someone that's supposed to be your mentor, your protector, your guardian is in competition with you. That is something that unfortunately a lot of women have to deal with. A lot of young women have to deal with because of the way the patriarchy pits women against one another. There is no community. There is no mentorship. Women don't get to have mentors the same way that men do. And it's unfortunate the mentors that men get are grooming them to be malefactors just like the men before them. The way that Kai handled this reminds me a lot of the ways that he handled things with Zoe Spencer after he didn't invite her to Streamer University. Ultimately, a hate train was ran on her that he didn't bother to clear up until he could make content out of it on his own live stream. This movement right here will symbolically set the tone for how women are to be treated online. This happens at scale, because a similar thing happened with Black Boy Max. When he revealed his girlfriend, something very similar happened. This is Black Boy Max, or Maxwell. At Black Boy Max's best, he makes songs live with other artists like I do on Music Mondays. At his worst, he is but another plot point on the red pill pipeline of streaming.
Chat, this is Grace.
Okay, I'm a little stressed out.
Damn, why you being Hollywood? Like,
no, I'm just stressed, y'all.
Take us through, like.
What, that's it?
This is a wholesome clip featuring his partner, which is a difficult thing to do when you've already based your entire content strategy on making girl content. It's hard to turn girls into props on your stream and then expect those very little boys not to dehumanize your partner when you bring her around on stream. And that's exactly what they did. The moment Black Boy Max realized his girlfriend is community ball. Ball is lexicon that unfortunately DDG has made popular. When you're playing basketball, if you're community ball, that means you're in everybody's possession. It's just weird. Oh, please, whoa. Do it again, please. Whoa. Someone sat down and compiled all of the different times that Black Boy Max's partner was on someone else's stream. What a useless expenditure of the air that is very scarce, mind you. Oh God. That oxygen could be given to someone else. That person that could use that oxygen might very well make a worthwhile invention and contribution to the human condition. Please, whoa. Do it again, please. You can't collab with someone of the opposite gender or anybody else on the gender spectrum. Otherwise, that means that you doing all kind of fuck. A lot of people like to say, oh, no, it's not that deep. Like I said, we will not that deep our way into fascism. This is literally essay culture. This is the interpretation of the marriage doctrine in a very literal sense, where people believe that people that you marry were property. Yes, this is exactly that. This is how you get things like this. They made a compilation of all the different men of which Grace has been on. And because of the way we're socialized, we assume that a woman in proximity to a man is his property. This is the reason why we operate in a world where women and men can't be friends, because we've been socialized to see the opposite gender as opportunities for romance rather than, I don't know, people. Oh God. It's another reminder that if you are femme presenting, do not go on these mandem podcasts, streams, nothing. Even if you think you can make a good point, even if you think that you could do something productive, don't even go. Unless you see that this person has a history of humanizing women, do not go on their podcasts. They will make content out of you. Men have everything to gain having you on their podcast, and oftentimes you, the woman, the femme presenting person, are the mechanism to be made content out of. And it's a double standard too, because while having women on your stream as a man can only improve your profile and adduce to your adeptitude at Riz or whatever, that doesn't translate to women. Maxwell here has had countless gallem on the stream, and that has never affected his stock in streaming. Yet when women are seen shuffling around on stream, the assumption is that they are getting grind and therefore community. So they basically make a whole slut shaming campaign on them. The same thing that happened to Gigi before happened with Grace, which resulted in these two breaking up. Well, not these two, but Maxwell and Grace breaking up. The fact that you have someone clipping the multiple appearances of women on another man's stream just shows the dedication that society has to slut shaming and dehumanizing women. And if it seems familiar, it's because the same thing was done to another beige skin tone gal. Being beige won't even save you at this point. Oh God. Alleged Crip and streamer Jay Cinco revealed that him and retired OF model Lala Baptiste are expecting a bit. What type of compliment is this? Oh God. So for folks that don't know, Jay Cinco is a streamer most notable for his affiliation with Doodoo Garbage, unfortunately. And Lala Baptiste is a streamer that is most notably known for her affiliation with rappers, athletes, and streamers. That said, the way in which she is shamed, even when she's being celebrated, the gal them could have 1,000,000 degrees, go to the moon, turn water into wine. The most a woman would be praised is when she pregnant or married. Lala pregnant and they dragging her.
I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico.
I can't stand hearing this goddamn Jerry Mouse cosplaying us. So Cockademics over here, right, reacts to DDG cheating on Halle Bailey with Lala Baptiste.
I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico. W, man. W, gang. Lala is bad as a mother. Holy shit. Nah, this is premature. I can't even. Like, yo, you know how girls be like, yo, you cheated on me with her? Hallie, look at this fine specimen. You should dap that up.
Imagine just browsing the internet, unfortunately, and then you see this man calling you premium punani. Oh God. I would send the nukes, my lord.
At least he ain't cheat down. Hallie, this chick 20 times better than you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't give a fuck what. Yo, if a girl like this come off in the Hallie, be right back. This is premium pussy.
My boy over here talking about the girl like she wagyu. For context, Wojak, this is during the heat of DDG and Halle Bailey's online saga, where there were accusations of DDG sleeping with Lala Baptiste despite dating Halle at the time. You have this decrepit, gangrened, disgraceful shell of a man that cosplays as Jerry from Tom and Jerry, describing Lala literally as a piece of meat. What I'm trying to show you here, right, this is supposed to be flattery. Notice that, like, even when he's trying to, like, aggrandize the woman, he is adding value to DDG in this case for allegedly sleeping with her. He's acting as though she's an object that bestows value onto the men that she's adjacent to. Even when the man them are trying to compliment the gal them, this is how they do it. What about when they're not trying to compliment the gal them? This is low-key sad. Imagine your homies clowning you because your girl is the industry. Heartbreak emoji. This is in reference to Jay Cinco and Lala Baptiste when Black Boy Max here, who's wearing a pink balaclava and a gaggle of man them in the background, a murder of men them, if you will, and they're on a dating show orchestrated by Black Boy Max.
All I want to know, Lala, is in this room, besides Cinco, have you kissed anybody?
this is humiliating. He doing a truth or dare, literally acting like they kids, right? And basically saying, who in this room have you kissed other than the man that you are now pregnant for? Y'all are adults.
EDG, did you crack? Did you crack Lala?
This is the first Doodoo Garbage roast that I have of the year. Excited. His contributions to the degradation of the black community at large will not go unpunished. Notice that he is reveling in the plausible deniability. Black Boy Max asking DDG on stream yet again if he has slept with Lala. This the same Black Boy Max that in this clip asks Lala if she kissed anybody else. Black Boy Max, enemy to the women them. Why are you so concerned with a gal that you ain't even dealing with? Yet again, DDG enjoying the suspicion, enjoying the suspense of it all. If this was supposed to be Lala's friend, which DDG has basically claimed that she is, immediately you would try to nip that in the bud. But no, dog is bathing in that, bathing in the idea. Why? Because yet again, it's aggrandizing. Lala is being humiliated for content at scale. And there's some criticism for women who angle for adjacency to men who are known to dehumanize women. These women think that they will be the exception to the history of their dehumanization. The pick-me's who think that because they pretty, that he will spare me the misogyny that he doled out to those females before me. And just like the black top dancing rockets from Guardians of the Galaxy, you are a token to be spent. Which brings me to the queen pick-me of streaming. India Love on being confident no matter who she's standing next to.
Turn 18 every day. Yeah, I said it. So I'ma stay on point. Talking about I stays on point. I'm the type of bitch that wanna comfortably be able to stand next to any bad. No, I'm the baddest.
I'll give credit if you could call it that. India Love is one of the first IG bodies to exist. Before IG was even a thing, and it's impressive that she stayed relevant as long as she has in a game designed to dehumanize women, especially the older that they get. But here she is literally talking about she's in competition with gals that are 18. Oh God. I also have to note the fact that she is a victim. You had the rapper, The Game, literally fondling this girl when she was a teenager and he was a grown man with rust that WD-40 can't fix. That's a tragedy. And it's a tragedy what's been done to India as well. What she has had to do in order to maladapt, in order to survive the voracious industry that she exists in. But instead of being the change she wants to see, she simply perpetuates it. Like you hear in this clip, literally talking about herself in competition with gals that are barely legal. Just like how we were talking about Gigi's mom earlier. Patriarchy has pit women against one another, and the weaponry is desirability. Youth is seen as desirable because, as we established, these wastemen love children. Therefore, when these women grow older, society exacerbates the insecurities in regards to competitive monogamy and romantic capitalism, to the point where women get into these gladiator battles for the unworthiest of men. Hence why marriage is seen as this coveted thing that saves women from those perils. Because what is marriage than the ultimate manifestation of you being picked? India Love decides that it is finally time for her to find a husband and settle down.
But I really, really desire like my own family and to be a wife, and to be like the best mom and the best family member to my entire family. And once you desire something, it's on you to make that shift in your behavior and in your self-discipline.
Here, India is simply discussing her desire to be coupled and married, which she should be able to want. But because she has these affiliation with particular men in very public ways, she gets slut-shamed simply for even thinking she deserves someone to settle down with. They make all of these edits, awful edits by the way, very much like the leveling of the audio and everything, it's just all bad, but they make all of these edits to basically slut-shame her. Academics is in disbelief after India Love is trying to settle down and start a family after being with every rapper.
You done been associated and been linked with all these rappers left, right, and center, done everything in the world known to man, and now that you finna turn 30, now you're saying, all right, now I'm ready to be pure. Please.
As a woman specifically, after a threshold of mandem, after a particular quota of cork, you can't want anything in the realms of, I guess, what, a family. You no longer have access to family. Yet again, this Jerry the Mouse looking man, shaming women that wouldn't even be in his vicinity if it was the last viable parcel of land on earth. Yet he still thinks that he is warranted to speak on a woman's worth. Let that sink in. This man here, let me zoom in a little bit. This man over here feels that he has equal footing to speak on the desirability of one of the most proto IG bodies that the internet has to offer. The reason why he even have the negrosity to speak in this manner is because we have built a society that the most aggressively mid man feels entitled to access women simply by virtue of being a man. And if they can't get access, they'll settle on dehumanizing them instead. You can even bring the Aiden Ross Doechii discourse into the mix, actually. Aiden Ross crashes out on Doechii. What an entitled, unintelligent piece of she is. She has zero talent.
Hope everyone, Doechii rant? Oh, dude, don't get me started on that. Hey, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that industry plant. Don't get me started. You guys can say whatever you want about me, but one thing about me is I'm not an industry plant. I've been streaming for like a long time now. Doechii, the umbrella clip pissed me off.
You call a gal out a name about 5 times in succession over the way that she yanked an umbrella away from an employee? Sure. Do I think that that's like the way that you handle service workers? Absolutely not. Do I meet it with this level of rage? Absolutely not. Two things are true here. Can you call out on it? Absolutely. Do you have to call out a name and then say that she's an industry plan and say she has no talent? Absolutely not. Aiden went on this hip-hop misogynoir rant about Doechii in May. And recently, Doechii dissed him in one of her new songs, which gave this a lot more new context. Aiden can't fathom that Doechii's music is being listened to at such a scale. So the only thing that could make sense to him is that she's botting, claiming that he is the genuine talent and she's not. Mind you now, this man and the musical Captain Ginyu, known as Drake, who sucks up styles like Majin Buu whenever he need to. They literally are being sued as we speak for botting. Oh God. He assumes she's botting because he actually is botting. Drake and Aiden Ross are being sued over their promotion of Stake. The federal class action lawsuit, as reviewed by Complex, was filed in Virginia on Wednesday and claims that the website is operating as one of the largest and most profitable illegal online casinos since at least 2022. Drake and Ross are characterized in the lawsuits as zealous and paid promoters of the platform with incentives to mask the true nature and extent of their conduct. The complaint also claims Stake's internal tipping system was used by Drake Ross to move large sums of money, including public $100,000 tips between Drake and Ross to fund artificial streaming, botting to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music. The projection is painful. It's almost like when you constantly accusing your partner of cheating, that's because you're doing it. It's the same way that these conservatives are always talking about queer people because they are. Oh God. All of this.
What an entitled, unintelligent piece of shit she is, bro. She deserves, bro. I'm not joking, bro. Stop listening to her music. Cardi and Abel, why would you give her a feature on a remix? You shouldn't have cleared it. She's just the worst. She's a piece of shit. She stole someone that I used to know. She makes no good music. She's horrible.
Mind you, this exists. Your whole shtick online is being racist to not only black people and other minorities, but also to yourself. The internet is becoming more radicalized towards women, and it's why I'm really intentional about infiltrating these spaces in general, like streaming, the gaming space, the fighting spaces. You all get what I talking about. The people them that need to hear it, they ain't clicking unless they feel as though, oh, I'm not in enemy territory. We ignore it to our own detriment. I understand that algorithms incentivize attention, and the argument is to ignore your garden variety bigot because giving them attention will only augment their reality and their relevancy, but to our own peril. Because there's an alt-right renaissance. I could do a video on this, I swear, where you got guys like Nick Fuentes. You're always asking, why is he trending right now? Nick Fuentes literally trending right now. Clavicular, Aiden Ross, they ushering in new methods of bigot maxing. Oh God. Little boys go online and immediately start sliding down the alt-right pipeline because we ignoring it, thinking it's gonna go away. It's only getting worse. So what do you have to do? We have to make our own pipeline and make it wetter than theirs. I said what I said.
All right. As you know, he always says everything correctly as to what I'm thinking. So we're gonna start on in particular parts of this video and go straight for it. Now the Grok conundrum, the debacle. I wanted to talk about this because, you know, this is going to be also another reason as to why I left Twitter. And more likely why I don't fuck with AI. So now you're gonna know why I don't fuck with AI. And every time I look at AI, I just know something fucked up was gonna happen. And I knew it was going to happen. The fact that a character from Stranger Things that is 16 whatever years old is getting dehumanized? I don't know, man. I mean, maybe these are the exact same motherfuckers who really preach AI to an extent that's almost like they're worshiping it like a religion. And I guess maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of people I know like to take up a lot of power lines with AI. I don't fuck with AI. See, the thing is with AI, you're supposed to only utilize it as an assistant. It's not supposed to be the creator, but this is the prime example of what the creator wants done. And the AI just doesn't know, doesn't care. All it knows is create this and create that. So now these old or possibly fresh out of high school boys who are still in this little sickening mindset, right? Now, I'm going to say this right now. Maybe this might come off weird to some of y'all, but I believe certain people that do have sex, right? There's a lingering part of them that yearns worse than a porn addict. And it's like your brain tells you to instinctively do it because now you don't have the urges to stop yourself. Now, a porn addict, clearly, we know what the fuck it is. But I feel like people who aren't really porn addicts who lost their virginity might still be doing this shit on the down low. There's been times where, you know, married couples, like someone would get a full-on wife and kids and everything, and they'll still be doing porn. Like, you would think it would go away, right? But it still sticks around like a sore thumb. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I swear on my soul, bro. Like, that shit sticks around like a sore thumb, and it doesn't go away. It just keeps going, it keeps going, and keeps going, and keeps going, and gets worse from here on out. Now, maybe, once more, I would say that I'm wrong. But I swear on my life, there are married couples that still do porn until this very day, thinking it's A-okay. Now, onto this, because you guys know and should know how I feel. Because I'm going to lock the fuck in for a sec. Hold on. The fact that we got Aiden Ross big upping another racist is exactly why I feel the way I do about the internet. The fact that this little fucking munchkin fucker is doing exactly what I expected him to do because it's a nice guy gamer thing to do is to big up a bigot. But who am I kidding? And Uncle Tom would do that any better. He'll be like, yes, master. I'll be good nigga for master. Type fucking mentality and tell him, hey, this is okay. If you're saying the N-word, not doing anything wrong, not checking him, nothing. Because Tom isn't meant to check someone like this. So unchecked power equals people like this going batshit crazy. But we know what it is. Someone like him was meant for this. Like, you look at Aiden Ross, and any man, no offense to anyone with the name Aiden, you just expected Aiden to do very stupid edge-tard moves. This being one of those prime examples. Anything for a reaction. Because Aiden is a complete moron anyway. As soon as I saw this guy, how many years has it been? In 2022, I knew it was just bad news. I immediately ignored this dude. No hate watching, no none of it. Just ignored this dude, blocked him on social media because I find him to be a fucking cornball. And then on top of that, to talk about Twitter, just always remember this is the prime example. This is number 4 out of my reasons as to why I left Twitter. Because I remember a very slight piece of memory from at least December of 2024 of seeing people doing their own little porn images and shit. I can't remember what it is. My Twitter's gone forever, so don't bother with it. I'm cool off of my Twitter. I don't want to fuck with my Twitter. I don't care about that shit. Now, as to say something about this, listen, guys. I feel bad for this dude. I've been keeping my mouth shut about it, but I'm going to straight up say it. I think you should keep your relationships a secret. And that's coming from someone that you will never know. I would rather I don't give a flying fuck if anyone chastises me for this, or throws this back in my face years later and be like, oh, this is what you said, remember? Yeah, great. Anyways, I believe wholeheartedly, and this is only out for the virgins, I believe wholeheartedly, let niggas believe you are either gay or single. There is a simple reason why I'm telling you to allow them to believe you're gay or single. Because if you start telling them or getting emotional, that's what they will want. Let it go. Just go along with the fucking flow and move on with it. But don't be stupid and prideful and try to combat the logic that they're talking about. That is what they want from this shit. You need to realize that some battles aren't worth winning because they're not winning battles, they're just wasting your time battles. Now, with this dude, I feel bad. So, right, let's get to really my point. Don't talk about your relationships. Try and hide them as much as you fucking can. Friends, family, I don't know, friends, family, especially girlfriend, husband, whatever it is. But don't let them find out, because once they do, the dehumanizing weird shit starts and the disrespect of boundaries starts. So yeah. That's all I gotta say on that shit. Now this part too, you know, I'm gonna say this too. There was definitely a lot of times in my generation, probably till this very day, where some 24-year-old is probably competing with like some 16-year-old. And it's crazy to say that, but there are a lot of women out there that feel very insecure about those younger than them. It's like they feel like they're on a time limit and life sucks. So they're thinking to themselves they gotta try and outpace this person, do as much makeup, do as much surgery as they can. And it's just like they don't stop and they keep fucking going until they finally get the results that they want. However, those results come at a price. No, there are many women out there that basically have these lip ups, as I'm going to call them, and they're not correctly done. and they look weird and funny like a cartoon character, if that makes sense. And then they wonder why the world is making them look like this joke. Now, I'm not surprised if there's a 30-year-old woman competing with a 20-year-old woman. I don't know what is up with that, but guys and girls, I'm a dude. I know nothing about that entirely. All I know is the basics, and we move forward from that. Because how am I supposed to know about this shit? You don't know. You don't know. You never will. You can ask them, but you'll never know the truth of everything. Now, to get on this, right? To get on this shit, in particular, because, you know, people like this behind the camera are always cornballs. Let's just admit that. They're always cornball ass niggas, instigating ass niggas. These are the types of people, right, that, you know, will be like group A and group B people. Like, say group A doesn't like group B for such and such behavior, and they'll instigate both group A and B to fight for their luxurious entertainment. So they fight each other to like the death and shit. Well, clearly that's being dramatic, but you know those street fights? In particular, those street fights. Where you see in the video where the friend, quotations friend, is recording all that shit and watching his friends beat each other up. So they're squashing the beef. Just know that's an instigator. That's not your friend. He was never your friend beforehand. He's been the mastermind, the card player, this whole shit. He's the one who's egging you both on to fight for his entertainment. So, yeah. Now, everyone, you already knew he was going to get sued. I believe personally he was going to get sued anyway. Like, I mean, a bigot like him, he's around a bunch of Uncle Toms all day, so clearly no one has the balls to say anything. Now, to end this off, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know the main topic of this was all about Grok. I guess he mainly turned it into multiple things, but I guess they were kind of related. But my main focus was on Grok. I believe AI is going to get out of control to the point where cheese pizza lovers are going to start using their imaginations with a new AI, and then they're going to try to put it on Grok. And it's going to keep happening. It's never going to stop. It's not going to end either. So I don't know if everyone's expecting this to be the last batch of it, but I'm promising you right now, this is not the last batch of it. There is more to come, more to go. Literally and figuratively with these people, they're not going to stop. They're just going to make it worse and worse and worse. And it's just, this is why I don't fuck with AI. Like, here's the thing. AI should just be used for like streaming and shit, or like you're making something for like a website, etc. Just simple things. But when you start using your stupid imagination, this is the prime example of what happens when things are out of control. And see how it's proven? It's not worth it. AI is just going to get worse and worse and worse from here on out. And I'm going to watch people do fucked up shit. I'm not surprised if someone's already did a fucking thing with the Catch Me Outside chick, Bad Hattie. I'm not surprised if someone's already done it. But me knowing that these people got ideas before you can say them, that just tells you a lot. Like, this is how you know, like, this world's gonna go to shit, man. I'm literally alive to watch this world go to shit. It's official. It's over. Like, this is where I'm gonna start being very close-minded to myself. and not say too many opinions and, you know, keep it pushing from there on out. There will be no like crazy weird shit of me talking shit about this nigga and that nigga. It's gonna be the end. I'm telling you, like, the way I was looking, I'm not liking it at all. Yeah. Anyways, guys and girls, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Hi, I'm Lucy Christian. I am the voice of Otako Uraraka, and you should subscribe to Neusxanity's channel.